And zooming in on Brazil as a regional powerhouse economy, but elephants will be sitting in the room with Michael Tamir at the Summit of the Americas that is supposed to focus on corruption and good government. Here to discuss the current situation in Brazil with us in greater depth is Aline Piva. Thank you so much for the Council of Hemispheric Affairs, right? Got that right?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. So we talk about Brazil just from this 100,000-foot level a lot of times. So first of all, tell us about Lula. He is in jail now, right?
He is, and he turned himself in on Saturday and has been in jail since then. So
he's very popular still, right?
He is. If the elections were today, he would win in any scenario that with any other candidate so far. He's very popular. He remains very popular, and I think that despite the attempts from the media and from the opposition in the country, his jailing has only increased his popularity. It is now a common perception that he's being unjustly persecuted and jailed.
I have a couple. I want to get to the economics here, but I don't want to leave Lula quite yet. So two things that I've read that I find interesting is one, the judicial system in Brazil, which in the article I read, it says that it's really more like an inquisition where the actual people that investigate you can also then put on a judge's robe or wig and then try you, which in the U.S. we'd say, no, that needs to be separated. Is that what it's like?
Yes, we have a judicial system in Brazil that is very outdated. We say it's like a moderator power that we have under, the imperial power of Portugal. And it's very complicated. And what we are seeing now is that the same people who investigate also prosecute and also judge the case. So we have, for example, Judge Sérgio Moro, who spent years of his life investigating Lula, now also sending him to jail. What is the objective there? How can he be objective in a case that he based his whole career in trying to frame Lula? And now how it goes?
Is there an appeals process?
Yes, there is two. In Brazil, we have 4 tiers of appealing courts. Lula's case just went to the second one. But what is most revealing is that last week we had the justice of the country, and they were ruling on his habeas corpus, his rights to remain out of jail, as Brazilian constitution say, to remain out of jail until all the appeal process is completed. And 3 of those judges said, I believe this is unconstitutional, but because it's Lula, I'm going to rule against it. It is unbelievable.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I love talking about that stuff, but we are a business and finance show. I want to know about the economy in Brazil. It has not been great in recent years. What say you?
Not at all. We have, and since Rousseff was ousted, the Workers' Party government, I think it was the only one since the democratization, I'm sure it was the only one, who really implemented economic policies that tried to close the gap, the social gap in the country. Lula lifted out, 38 million people from extreme poverty.
Why are you so popular?
Yeah, of course. And since Rousseff was ousted 2 years ago, almost 50 million people are now back into extreme poverty. And Lula's jailing, it's going to have an important impact in economics. One, and I have, there's a lot of aspects to the economic crisis in Brazil, but Lula's jailing, one, highlights how this institutional crisis that started with Rousseff ousted is going to, is deepening right now. And second, the uncertainty about the upcoming elections. I mean, who is going to invest in a country that doesn't have, certainty?
When are the elections?
In October.
And could Lula actually run from prison?
Yes. I mean, it's separate process.
And that might even, you think, might even help him, right?
Well, his popularity is certainly on the rise. Certainly on the rise.
Aline Piva with the Council for Hemispheric Affairs. Thank you so much for being here. What a delight to have you.
Thank you.
Hope you'll come back sometime.
Thank you.